So recently, my sister-in-law visited us from South Africa, and this is one of her favorites. I made it a couple of times for her. So Annie, this is for you. This video. One of the things that I've started doing is baking my own bread. The family sort of quite loves it. So today I'm just going to show you the basics of what I do. And we start with what ingredients you need. You need some plain flour. I use a little bit of bran rice oil. Just gives a little bit more texture into it. A scoop of butter. Some mixed herbs. Then some dry yeast. And then I don't use sugar. I just use a squeeze of honey. So to start off with, you need to prepare your yeast. So for that, I just grab a bowl. So just a normal bowl, packet of yeast. Empty that into the bowl. And then a good dollop of honey. Probably about a tablespoon. Okay, so that's there in the bowl. Now we need to activate it. So what you need, you don't need hot water. The total mixture is going to take about 2 cups of water. So you take 1 cup. I normally fill it with half a cup of boiling water. And then dilute it down. Just so it's lukewarm. Mustn't be hot, or else you damage the yeast. Okay. And you put that in the bowl. Alright, so that's good to go. Just dry this cup as I'm going to use it to prepare the flour. So we put that out of the way. Then just in the mixing bowl, I use a mixer that I have. Just to knead the mixture. To start with, I'll spray some rice bran oil just to lubricate. And this is a very handy way to use your oil, is put it in one of these little decanters. There we go. A bit of rice bran oil. And then I'm going to, using a scale, I'm going to weigh out 540 grams of flour. So using the cup. Okay, it's 385, 400. There we go, on the dot, 540. Okay, that's the flour. Keep the flour out because you're going to need it later. Basically what we do is we add the yeast once it's ready, and then we put it in the mixer. Once that's done and it's risen, then you work the flour again before putting in the baking tin. We put that aside. Just get that ready. And let's take a dollop of butter. Not that much butter, just less than a tablespoon. Nice grind of salt. And then the mixed herbs. I say around about that much. Throw it in, maybe a little bit more. Okay. Now let's see how that yeast is doing. So if you go look here, the yeast is coming on nicely. Stir it in. Throw it in the bowl. And then another cup of water. Also lukewarm. Okay. And then put it in the mixer. And keep that going for around about 10 to 12 minutes in the mixer at a fairly low speed. You will have to, and I'll show you guys, is I do have to stop it and then just make sure that everything's been mixed well. Okay, I just want to show you what it looks like on the mixer. And let's just open it up here. And you'll see that I need to just scrape it a little bit and make sure it's all mixed in thoroughly. Okay. And we start the mixer again. Okay, that's it. Okay, so now we've got to the stage when we need to take it out of the mixer. Turn it off, and you basically just scrape it off. Nice. And that's what it looks like. Now we need to proof it for 2 to 4 hours, depending on the weather. So I just basically take a bit of Glad wrap, cling film, amazing, it doesn't normally stick to itself, the stuff, but today it's just decided to do that. Anyway, these just to cover the top. Here are scissors. That, and I've used this. This is actually a seal from an Instant Pot. It fits perfectly though. So when you come back, this will have risen nicely. You'll see it doubles to triples in size. Once that's done, then we put it in the pans. Okay, welcome back. It's just dough's been. You can see how it's risen. There we go. It's almost triple to size. You see, as I shake it, it sort of collapses. So the idea is we're going to work it. Before that, let's get the baking tins. This one medium, one small baking tin. What I like to do is just add a bit of rice bran oil. Spray it in. And then just take a paper towel and just make sure that it's spread evenly throughout the tin. Okay. The oil's covering the tin so it doesn't stick. And do it for the small one. Okay, take your flour. Now, just make sure you take your rings and watches and everything else off. You don't want it to gunge up with flour and dough. So, then I just take a sprinkle on the working surface. Because, yeah, I actually want to work the dough in and take some of the air out. Grab the dough, here's the dough, and just a little light dusting of flour. It doesn't stick too much. More flour, and you can see I slowly work it out. There it comes. Okay, pop this in the sink. Now what we want to do is take some of the air out and just work it a bit. Flour. Okay, so now nicely worked. Estimate how much for the one tin, and for the other tin a little bit more there, and work it in. Okay. Dusting flour, put it in the tin, dusting of flour, and put it in the other tin. So then I knead it so it fills the tin about halfway. Now we're going to proof it again for another hour, 2 hours, let it rise in the oven, and then we'll bake it around about 35 to 40 minutes at around about 160 to 170 degrees. There we go, a little bit of flour on top, and there's the one large one. And just open the oven and pop those two in. Okay. Okay. See how it's risen in the oven. So we're just gonna take this. We're at 170 reinforced, and I'm gonna go for 38 minutes. Okay. Okay, been in the oven for 37 minutes. Let's take it out and see what it looks like. Here's the small one. Here we go. Here's the other loaf. And here's the two breads. All done. Okay, let's slice it and see what it looks like. Here we go.